the types of circulation and just learn like the little structures. Because I mean, for the identification questions, you know, like today with the cells, I will have stuff like that. You know, like the valves. You have bicuspid and tricuspid. You have pulmonary semilunar, aortic semilunar, and you have interventricular septum, which is what divides both sides.
So Renee said aortic semilunar, but this just says aortic valve.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. If you just put semilunar valve, it's gonna be
Either one.
yeah, it can be either one. So if I'm asking for one specific, that's gonna be half credit. But if you put aortic valve, then that's right because I know which one you're talking about, even if you don't have the semilunar word in it. So that's fine. So here you have inferior and superior vena cava and aorta and pulmonary trunk, pulmonary veins over here. Pulmonary trunk is what divides into the pulmonary arteries. So like I said, it's not that complicated. It's very simple once you get to understand part. Once you understand which parts go where, it's very easy to understand that part.
Can you help me identify some of the important ones so she can record it so I can have something to say?
Okay.
Don't worry, you're not going on YouTube.
Okay, hopefully.
Okay, what's this mean?
Okay, those little strings right there, those are the chordae tendonae, which are those, and this ones, and this ones. That's the chordae tendonae, which are the little strings. Okay, what else?
This is the aorta?
Yes, you can see that it has, I think it has a lot of openings. I can't really tell, but the one that goes into an arch, it has a lot of little holes. That's the aorta, and those holes are the rest of the arteries coming out from there.
And then this one right there would be...
I can't really tell. Okay, you can distinguish which side is which, like which one is the back and which one is the front. See, this side is very thick and this is very thin because you have the opening all the way here. So this is actually the left side of the heart and this is the right side of the heart. This is the one that carries deoxygenated blood and this one carries oxygenated blood. So this one goes into the aorta, which is this one, and this one should be... have any instrument that I can use? Oh, okay, this is just the atrium in there. That's the chamber. And then it opens the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle, right there. And this would be the left atrium going to the bicuspid or mitral valve into the left ventricle. This one's connect to the aorta. This is actually very, very weird, the way this is cut in half. Because see, you're missing this whole part right here. So you have atrium, ventricles here. The atrium should be here.
No le entiendo nada, todo raro.
Okay, so this is the atrium. This is the other atrium, and these are the ventricles. So
how do you know which one is right and which one is left? Like which
the thicker one, that's left, and the thinner, it's right. See? It's very thin and that's very thick. So this heart actually went like this. So that helps you to actually put the heart on the right side the way it's supposed to go, and from there it's easier for you to identify which blood vessel goes where. See this here, that's the aorta, those are the openings for the other arteries, and this here is how you go into the aorta through the aortic pulmonary valve, which should be somewhere in there. You can't really see it, but if you put your finger in, you come out on this side. That's your aorta. Okay, and then this side here, this opening should be your pulmonary trunk. So this is where your pulmonary arteries go, and the opening should be all the way in the back here. It goes from here to here, and that would be this opening. Let's see, the heart is backwards here. You have it like that. So to go to that one, you would have to go all the way to the front, which is over here, and into the pulmonary trunk here. And then the superior and inferior vena cava, that's what you're missing. They should be right here. Inferior going here, and superior going like that. And that's the part that you're missing right there. Inferior should be here, and superior should be here. Okay, any specific questions?
This is what pumps out the blood, and
Yes.
this is what receives.
Yes, the muscle is thicker on this side to pump the blood. You'll see when I go over the blood vessels that the arteries are thicker and they keep pumping the blood all the way throughout your body. That's why you get a pulse. The pulse that you feel, that's your arteries pumping blood. And then this side is very thin because the blood here flows because of the pressure exerted by this side. So the blood is just being pushed all the way back. That's what I was saying over there. It's a closed system. So if the arteries are pumping the blood and they're pushing it, and the veins are just receiving the blood, it has to keep moving to let the way for the other ones and for the rest of the blood coming on the back. Okay, so yeah, this is the deoxygenated blood side, and this is oxygenated blood side. Okay?
And how do you know like where the ventricle and the atriums are?
Okay, the ventricle is on the bottom of the valve, and the atrium is on top of the valve. So this here, this is your bicuspid valve, and this is your tricuspid valve, which are those right there. Those openings from here. And the top part, that's the atrium, and the bottom part, that's the ventricle. So you have atrium here, ventricle, and here in the bottom. And the structure, like, it's very different. You see how it's like more like white and smooth, and this is like brown and wrinkly. This is the ventricle, this is the atrium. Same thing on this side.
Ventricle.
Yes. Atrium here. I mean, no, ventricle here.
Yeah, atrium.
Atrium on top, and it's wider area, and it's on the top of the valve, which is this one right here. Anything else?
No, that'd be it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.